So for the past week or so, there's been rumors circulating around the Minnesota Vikings in an attempt to try to bring in another receiver here, and it actually does make sense when you think about it. But before I get into today's video, if you are a fan of the Minnesota Vikings, then you've come to the right place. My name is Swaggy. You can also find me over at Daily Vikings, where I talk Vikings every single day. Coming into this offseason, I just had a gut feeling telling me that the Vikings were going to be good, and that's exactly what they are. The Vikings are a good team. They're not a great team. They've got things to fix. The defense obviously needs to get it going. Danielle Hunter is a menace out there, and they've got some studs defensively, but the secondary, bro, is scary. And I don't mean that in a good way. But offensively speaking, this is the strength of the Vikings. If the Vikings win the Super Bowl, it's going to be because of their offense. Now, their defense needs to be better against the pass, especially. But they have the offensive firepower to run with anyone in the NFC. I don't think there's a team better than there isn't a team better in the NFC than the Vikings offensively. But Kirk Cousins, he has an 88.7 passing rating. That's his lowest since becoming a full-time NFL starter. His average depth of target is down 2 full yards. The Vikings offense is as simple as it can be. Justin Jefferson, you never know where he's going to line up. Obviously, Adam Thielen and KJ Osborne, and you got Irv Smith, a young offensive line, a young coach. I believe Kevin O'Connell is the second youngest coach in football. Someone can fact check me on that. But I'm looking at the Vikings offense, and I'm saying they need someone else out there. They need someone that's a just downfield threat, that's a consistent player. And they are linked right now to someone who would be perfect for this offense. Like, you couldn't script it any better. And his name is Brandin Cooks. He's 29 years old. He's been in the league for a while, right? He has 6 1,000-yard seasons, 49 touchdowns. And Jordan Schultz reports that the Vikings are in on him. So what is the cost of Cooks? That's the question. The last time I saw it was a 4th-round pick. That was reported that if a team offers a 4th-round pick for Cooks, then he's going to be there. And the more I think about it, I mean, a 4th-round pick, a mid-pick, bro, for Brandin Cooks, someone that has consistently been able to elevate teams, the Rams, right? Patriots, Super Bowl. If he goes to the Vikings, this is exactly what they need. But there are concerns with Cooks, because if there wasn't any concerns, he would have been traded a while ago, as he would help any team get to that next level. But the concern with Cooks is just simply his salary. So he has 2 years left on his contract. He has a base salary of $18 million in 2023, $13 million in 2024. So that is going to pose a challenge for the Vikings. I'm looking at a report, and it says that Cooks can be the guy to stretch the field on the outside on a much smaller scale than current Minnesota wide receiver Justin Jefferson is doing. The Vikings and Texans definitely are not shy about completing trades either, as franchises, they made a trade, defensive tackle Ross Blacklock, this past August. So this year, these two teams already made a trade. It looks like Cooks, he definitely fits the bill of a veteran that can make a late season impact on a team right now. Houston is definitely going to miss the playoffs. Like, they might be the worst team in the league, bro. So Minnesota, at the very least, can grab a wild card spot. I mean, they're focused on the division. I just don't see the Packers being able to come back, especially because they play the Bills on Sunday night while the Vikings are taking on the Cardinals and then Commanders. So yeah, the Vikings have this division. I'm not going to say locked, because that's not the minds that you want to have, but the Vikings have a very good chance right now. They couldn't almost be in a better position. They also beat the Packers in week 1, so they have the tiebreaker. So they're basically a game over what they actually are. What is it, like 2.5 or something like that? So for the Vikings, I mean, to me, Brandin Cooks, if this team believes that they are all in on a Super Bowl, which I don't know why they wouldn't be. If the Vikings were ever to win a Super Bowl, it's this season. They're unbelievable. Why not bring in an addition in Brandin Cooks who can put you over the top? The defense definitely is my concern. It's not the offense. Even without another receiver, I'm not too concerned about the offense. I believe it eventually is going to start putting together just 2 full halves of football rather than 1. I mean, the last 4 minutes of the first half, the Vikings are essentially unstoppable. But then it's in the second half. It's like, can they keep it going? So we've seen both sides. They really just are not playing the level of football that we believe they can. Brandin Cooks, to me, is just kind of the cherry on top of this offense. I mean, the Vikings already have the best offense in the NFC. Obviously, they're not going to be able to get to the Buffalo Bills type of level, maybe even the Chiefs. I don't know if they're on that territory. I mean, they have Dalvin Cook, and even Alexander Madison's a stud too. They have that to their advantage, but they don't have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid. Well, Kevin O'Connell's really an elite-minded coach. I mean, look at the Rams, and they have not. Like, Kevin O'Connell's honestly eventually going to get up to that territory of an Andy Reid, in my opinion. He's so young, but the Vikings should pull this trigger. The Vikings should pull this trigger, and if they do, I'm going to be so happy for the fans because the Vikings have some of the best, most genuine fans in football, and that's what prompted me to make a Minnesota Vikings channel. So, guys, Odell on the screen right there. I'd love to bring in Cooks and Odell. I don't financially, there's just no way in hell that's going to happen, but the Vikings should honestly go all in, make this work, go out there and bring a Super Bowl to Minnesota because these fans deserve it, guys. It's your boy Swaggy. You can also find me over at Daily Vikings. If you haven't already, hit the like button for the algorithm, man. Subscribe if you're new, as I'm trying to obviously, chase my dreams out here. It wouldn't be possible without your guys' support. And 95% of you watching right now are not subscribed, so let's change that. Later.